Sport Horse Nationals attracts people from all across the country and from all different backgrounds of horses. We met with Hannah Salazar and Chris Talley of Zaragoza Acres in Virginia, and they told us about their first Arabian horse show right here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
My name is Chris Talley, and I'm originally from Pennsylvania, and now I reside in Jeffersonton, Virginia with Hannah at Zaragoza Acres. I'm a 3-day event rider and dabble in the jumpers and dressage world from time to time.
And I'm Hannah Salazar. I own the farm in Jeffersonton, Zaragoza Acres, and I'm a dressage rider and breeder. I'd say our biggest group of breed at the farm are warm bloods, and then we also have thoroughbreds, and then Eris is our first Arabian, so she's kind of opened this whole thing up, but she's been really great to have and a lot of fun, and she's been really super to develop.
We've had everything from Mustangs to Halflingers in the past and everything in between. We don't discriminate against breeds. It's a lot of fun to kind of develop each one and see how they're all different and unique and similar all in the same sense.
We are not from the Arabian world. No, it's our first time. And we have training horses and sales horses, and that's how we ended up coming down here.
Shayna Dollinger, who we have her, I guess it's half-bred Arabian in training. We had her this whole summer and started her over fences and have been doing dressage work with her. She had thrown the idea to us to have her come down and do some classes, so that's kind of how we heard about Sport Horse Nationals.
So Chris rides Eris most of the time, has been doing the jumpers with her, so he's here today showing her in the jumpers.
She was really good. She was grand champion in the novice jumpers this morning, and then she was reserve champion in the speed class, and then we had a little bobble, but she had a top 10 finish in the open jumpers as her final class. From an event world, I hope we see more. Eris in herself is a super good jumper, and we've seen a lot of good jumpers today. And you know, I think the Anglo-Arabs that we've been hearing about and stuff are very appealing to myself as an event rider. And I know Lauren Kiefer has had her 4-star horse News Alarm was an Anglo-Arab. So I think they're very versatile breeds that can kind of cover a variety of disciplines.
The quality of horses is very high here, and it's kind of been fun to kind of look at them and kind of assess their movement and conformation, and I think there's a place for them, you know, in art and what we do in the upper level performance horses. I think if we have a client that's interested in doing it, for sure. I mean, it's fine. It's been a great group of people. Everyone's really friendly and welcoming, so that's been nice.
And Shayna's expressed doing some more jumper stuff with Eris, so I'm sure we'll be back.
We also met with Sarah Voss and her horse Canadian Justina, whose last show was the 2017 Sport Horse Nationals in carriage driving.
Hey everybody, it's Sarah Vass from Winfield Farm and Forge, outside Cleveland, Ohio. We are retiring Justina after this class this evening. She's 19 years old. She deserves it. She's been showing Sport Horse Nationals since '09 as a carriage horse and has many titles, and it's time to move her down. We're going to be selling the carriage because everything else coming up in our barn is twice her size. So it's a little bit of a bittersweet ending, and then we're having a party. She's an interesting story. I laugh because I call her a little bit of a riches to rags story. Joanne Justick, who owned Canadian Love, that's her sire, and her dam is from Chief Justice bloodlines. She was kind of at the tail end of the Justick era, and Joanne had Canadian Love still, her and her mother and one more broodmare, and was out of the business. And she was 5 years old and not weaned. She came to our farm with her mother for board, just simple boarding, and it was about 3 years. And Joanne finally said, I gotta get rid of these horses. I'm, gotta buy groceries like we all do. And I thought, well, you sign them over to me. I'll go ahead and break her out. And she never got sold. So she's been broke out at 8 years old, under saddle and driving. Very smart, very easy, very opinionated. She's very intellectual, but she found her niche with carriage. She is doing turnout this evening, Thursday, in her green ladies wicker phaeton that we are currently prepping. Being a professional trainer, I would always have another client horse that had to show in hand and another client horse that had to show sport horse under saddle. And so she sort of got bumped. And the irony was her first nationals in '09, I showed a client horse to national champion turnout. A friend of mine showed her for her first year, 2011. I did show her. My little 6-year-old boy at the time was my passenger. We got reserve under the pair, Bailiwick's Gray Ghost. And 2013, my assistant trainer at the time, I taught her how to drive that summer, and I had to drive a client horse. She won, my client horse got second. 2015, had to show the client horse, put my mother in the carriage in 2015. Mom won the turnout. She has done Walnut Hill, which is a pleasure carriage show in Pittsford, New York, very well known. She has done regionals. She's always been sort of the second stringer, which was sort of funny because we had other horses that we were prepared to take. Something would occur, client couldn't come through, horse would get injured. Okay, Justina, and she would always rise to the occasion. So she's getting the retirement party she deserves. She's got, not to count. She has won the turnout class in 2013 and 2015. She was reserve champion in 2013. She's done working and reinsmanship as well. Ride and drive, she's done top 10s, multiple top 10s. Several years ago when the Nationals was down at the Kentucky Horse Park, the National Drive, which is kind of a carriage rally for enthusiasts, not a competition, was the very next week. I think this was '09. And we stayed over, my friend Heather and I, and there was an animal communicator there. I'm not saying I believe in it, I don't believe in it, but for a simple donation, she would come to your stall and read your horse's thoughts. And we thought, yeah, sure. There's no way this lady could have known. Well, at Nationals in was it '09? We were talking about breeding to a stallion. Also thinking maybe let's break her out Western. I didn't have a conversation with her, but the stallion was down the row. Hi, the animal communicator. She came up to the stalls. I have it videoed, it's creepy. And she knew things about this horse, like her personality. She knew the name of the horse that she lives next to at home. It was weird. But one of the things that I asked her, I said, how does she feel about a change of career? I was thinking of breeding her. Oh, she doesn't want to be a mom yet. I said, really? Okay. Oh no, she has lots more she wants to teach and give to help you, do what you do. And that was in '09. And every time I like get goosebumps talking about it because it's creepy. But she's been a really special horse. At 19, I think we're just going to let her live out her days and take up maybe some knitting. And I think she's going to be doing, what do you do, bridge on Tuesdays? You have bridge club on Tuesdays. Yeah. Unfortunately, she has had a little bit of some wear and tear, obviously at 19 years old. And we're dealing with making sure she stays healthy and sound and she can do whatever she wants. She is the star of the show on Friday. Our plan is to invite all exhibitors to Stroll by, take a look at the fine carriage, give her a peanut. She's watching her diet, so she doesn't have sugar, but she eats peanuts. And we'll have a little snack and go as we head into the championship weekend. There'll be a little display of her accomplishment photos, and you'll get a chance to wish her a fond retirement. It's going to be from somewhere between noon and 2 we'll start. So just come on down to Barn C, stall 12 and 13.
The first Sport Horse Tail Tour started on Thursday, and we have even more happening on Friday and Saturday. Tune in tomorrow to keep up with the daily happenings at Sport Horse Nationals.